Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to take a look at the second scenario in the Galaxy's Most Wanted campaign, the second campaign that we got.
This is the evil one.
Yeah, this is the collector. Dirk's saying that is because
You'll find out.
there's actually another scenario with the collector,
Yes, this is the evil twin. The evil of the two.
but the two collectors are significantly different.
Yes, they are.
Well, they're the same character, but they play differently. All right.
Okay, so whenever we're setting this up, the Grand Collection. So we're going to want to make sure that we get the Collector 1 and Collector 2 if we're playing Standard. If we're playing Expert, we'll do Collector 2 and Collector 3. We're going to grab the Infiltrate the Museum. We'll need the Galactic Artifacts, and we'll need one of the standard encounter sets, and then you'll need one modular encounter set. And their suggested one, and the one we'll cover here in this video, is the Menagerie Medley. Whenever we're doing setup, we're going to create the collection, which is a separate area outside, and you can look at the book. It's got details on how to do it. I don't know if we're going to, but yeah, you'll create the collection, and then you'll put the top card of each player's deck face up into the collection. So
yeah, you'll see how it goes as we're reading the cards. But yeah, so we are right off the bat, even before we
you've already started building it.
Before we draw our opening hand, even pre-mulligan, we are losing a card into the collection each. Then we have the Grand Collection, Stage 1B, 10 threat per player. Hero action. Choose to either exhaust your hero or spend 2 resources of any type to discard 1 card from the collection, and it goes to the owner's discard pile. If there is at least 5 cards per player in the collection, or if this stage is completed, the players lose the game. It starts with 4 threat per player, and it adds 1 threat per player per turn. But this is not the final stage of the.
And the collection can it can get hero cards as well as villain cards, and you might be forced to actually return villain cards to the villain, the encounter cards.
We're gonna go over that.
Yep.
Right now, because we got the collector stage 1.
All right, so stage 1 on this. So the standard for standard here.
It is only 1 stage for the.
Yeah, it's for this one's only 1. It's the next one that's 2, right?
3.
3. The next one's 3. Okay, but this one, the collector, he's an elder. He's got 2 scheme, 1 attack. He comes in with 13 hit points per player and has a forced interrupt whenever a card, player, or encounter would be placed into the discard pile from play. Instead, you put it face up into the collection.
Right.
So that's how the collection grows.
And the definition is from in play is a card that's been out on the board. So if you play an event, that actually does not go in the collection because it was never in play. But yeah, if you defeat a minion, it'll go into the collection.
Any of the cards that have counters and you use up the last counter, it goes in.
Yeah. So those, or if you get a caught off guard or something, those would go in as well.
An ally leaves play.
Yeah.
All of those.
Yeah. So Maria recursion would not be fun.
No, that is not fun. I have had, because we play our stuff random, I've had that happen. That is horrible because we build our decks most of the time before we even know who we're going to play.
Right. So, but like Clea, she never goes in the discard pile. So she would not go to the collection because you do it from the discard pile. So it's like, because I believe it says specifically from.
Yeah, from the discard pile.
Yeah.
If they would go to the discard pile, they go there instead.
So Clea doesn't. The leadership card regroup is another good card to prevent allies from going into the collection as well. All right, stage 2 of the collector is 3 scheme, 2 attack. He's still an elder. When revealed in player order, each player must choose to either put the top card of their deck face up into the collection or take 3 damage. Force interrupt when a card would be placed into a discard pile and from play, put it face up in the collection instead. Now, it's kind of horrible. You could start with 2 cards. If you're playing expert, you can start with 2 cards in the collection, or you're starting off with some damage. Yeah. I usually take the damage, and then because we usually play expert, and I'll just take the 3 damage and take a recovery before.
Yeah, that's generally what we tend to do, but we can't always do that.
Yeah, especially with some of these new heroes, like Maria and Shuri and stuff. You want to exhaust to do something, so that kind of messes that up a little bit.
Yep. All right, and then the final stage here for expert, stage 3, he has a scheme of 4, 3 attack. He has 18 hit points per player. And again, whenever he's revealed, you don't have a choice. You just put the top card of each player's deck into the collection. And then you'll place one threat on the main scheme for each card that's in the collection.
Right.
So not only does it put cards in there, then it punishes you for what's in there.
Right. Yeah. So you're going to want to spend resources or exhaust your hero, because you got to keep that under control.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is, like, as a group, you can decide, like, okay, especially if someone's going to shuffle, like you're decking, and it's like, okay, I'm going to let you, I'm going to let you take your card back because you're about ready to, shuffle your deck. And so your cards can come back before my card comes back or something.
Yeah, and a lot of times, what you'll see us do a lot in games is, well, I'll see a card in the collection that I'm like, well, that card's critical to your deck, and I've got a card in there it's okay if it's in there, it doesn't hurt me as bad, so I'm going to give you your card back.
Right. Yeah, or if you have a hero that can, search for your identity card, and shuffle it into your deck, so people like that. All right, then in his encounter set. Oh, this is called Infiltrate the Museum, by the way. So collector Infiltrate the Museum. So we have an illusion. It's an attachment. It's biogram image. When the collector would take any amount of damage, put this card face up into the collection, prevent all of that damage, and place threat on the main scheme equal to the amount prevented this way. And as a boost, after this activation ends, reveal this card. So no matter what, you're getting it. And this gets added to the collection. And this is a card that usually stays in the collection.
Yeah. We try not to remove this one if we can, because it hurts. All right, next one we've got here is Monarch Starstalker. So he's a bounty hunter with 7 hit points. He schemes for 2, he attacks for 2, and he has Villainous. So he'll get a boost whenever he activates.
Then we have 2 copies of Inconspicuous Box.
Oh, it's just an inconspicuous box.
Yeah,
don't worry about that.
What harm can it do? Let's find out. Put the lowest cost card you control face up into the collection. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. And as a boost, if there are 3 per player or fewer cards in the collection, put the top card of your deck face up into the collection. So no matter what, the collection is going to grow.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's definitely trying to grow that collection. All right, then we've got 2 copies of View the Cosmos. So this treachery, whenever it's revealed, you do have to choose to either put the highest cost card from your hand face up into the collection, so it's from your hand, not from play, or you discard the highest cost card from your hand, then place threat on the main scheme equal to the printed cost. So, I mean, if your threat's under control, then you're just discarding. Yeah, I mean, you're discarding the card, but you're not putting it into the collection. But a lot of times you're going to have to put a card in the collection because you don't have, I mean, you've got so much going on that it's kind of hard sometimes to keep track of that or to keep on top of that.
All right. Then we have Stayed a While. 2 copies. When revealed, Alter Ego. Choose to either spend 2 strength resources or put the top card of your deck face up into the collection. And when revealed, Hero. The collector attacks you with +1 attack. If you take any amount of damage from this attack, put the top card of your deck face up into the collection. So, Spider-Ham's going to love that.
Yeah. All right. Then we've got, of course, Caught Off Guard because, what comes in the standard, or not standard, what do they call those? Yeah, the standard, the encounter. No, what?
The standard set?
Yeah, the standard set. Yeah, like that's not enough. You got to have an additional Caught Off Guard in there.
Sure.
So yeah, you'll discard, upgrade, or support you control. But if no cards are discarded this way, it gets surged. So yeah, it's the same thing. So another way to lose cards to the collection.
Yep. All right. Then one of the 2 modular sets is Galactic Artifacts. So first card we have is the Cloak of Hercules, +3 attack. It's an artifact attached to the enemy with the lowest attack. And as a hero action, spend 3 strength resources to discard this card. So hopefully you can attach it to a minion and then you defeat the minion. But the minion and the cloak would get added to the collection. So that's 2 cards getting added to the collection.
Okay. All right. Next, we have the Obedience Potion. So this is an attachment. It gets attached to your identity. You get -1 fort, -1 attack, and -1 defense. So it hits all of your base stats in hero form. And as a hero action, you can take a damage and spend 2 mental resources to discard this card.
Into the collection.
Yes, into the collection.
Yeah. All right. Then we got the Beyonder's Blazer. Attached to the enemy with the highest scheme, has an amplify. Hero action, place 2 threat on the main scheme and spend 2 resources of the same type to discard this card into the collection.
Yeah. Or if it's on an enemy, you just defeat the enemy, but of course, then they're both going into the collection.
Yep.
All right, we've got here the Poison. This is probably my least favorite card from this set. This one, you attach it to your identity as a forced interrupt. When your turn begins, you place a poison counter here. Then you're going to take 1 damage for each poison counter on here. So generally this comes out and you're on a clock. You've got to get rid of this as quickly as you can. This is usually going to become your priority. But as a hero action, you can spend 3 resources of different types. So they do all have to be different. Wild does count in that, but... and then you can discard this card, and then any player can do this. So anybody can actually pay that for you.
So this could be very hurtful for like decks that want to have all like 1 resource, like the Hulk or.
Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to Wonder Man with this.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Because a lot of times with these attachments, if you can live with the effect, then so it doesn't go in the collection. Like,
yeah, you just deal with it.
Like I'm playing Ms. Marvel. I don't care if all my stats are reduced by 1 because I'm not using my basic abilities. So
yeah, so
I'll take that.
Yeah, that's kind of way you game it. This one you can't game. You've got to get rid of it
because it's just compounds it. Yeah.
Yep. All right, next we've got the Vandarian Power Wand, or as we call it, the Shakerweight. But this one, this is an artifact. You attach it to the enemy with the lowest scheme. It's got a hazard on it, and you can spend 3 mental resources to discard it, or energy. That's what I meant. 3 energy resources to discard it to the collection.
Okay. Now it's not all quite so bad because these next 4 treachery cards actually do not go into the collection. We got 4 different side schemes that have victory. So first we got the Bujaran Monarch Egg. It's got hinder 2 per player, victory 0. So unfortunately, you don't get any extra points for the market. But when defeated, the player who defeated the scheme may ready their identity. It's got an acceleration token, and it starts with 3 threat.
Yeah, all of these next ones actually do give you a benefit, and they've got victory on them, so they don't go to the collection. But when they start piling up, it's rough.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of side schemes.
Yes.
For justice.
Okay, so then next we've got the Magical Teapot. So this one's got hinder 2. So it starts with 3 and an additional 2 threat per player. It's got victory 0 again. When defeated, the player who defeats this one gets to heal 4 damage from their identity, and it comes in with a hazard icon. Unfortunately, it is the player who defeats it who heals it, so you can't defeat it and then heal another player. I wish it would do that, but that would be too good, I guess.
All right, then we got the Philosopher's Stone, hinder 2 per player, victory 0. When defeated, the player who defeated the scheme may draw 2 cards. It's got an amplify and a base of 3.
Yeah, this is one I wish didn't have victory. I'd love to get that one back. We've got the Crystal Ball here. So this one starts with 3 and has hinder 2, so an additional 2 per player. Victory 0. When defeated, the player who defeats this one can play a card from their hand, reducing its cost by 3. So it means you can play a 3 cost for free, or you can play a 5 cost for 2. So it helps a lot. And it has an acceleration token on it.
All right. And then the other modular set has like a lot of minions to add to the collection. So
yeah.
Yay. So this is the Menagerie Medley. We got a Psionic Ghost. We got 4 copies of Psionic Ghost. 2 scheme, 2 attack, 4 hit points. Ghost traded. When revealed, you are confused. If you're already confused, take 1 damage. And as a boost, put the Psionic Ghost into play, engage with you. So you're not going to get away with not having the Ghost engage you.
Hey, next we've got 3 copies of the Servant Bot. So this is a robot with 3 hit points, schemes for 1, attacks for 1. It does have guard and patrol, so you cannot attack the villain or thwart the main scheme while these are engaged with you. So you definitely want to get rid of them, but then they're going to turn around and go to the collection.
Fine, intruders. All right.
Intruder alert.
All right, then we got the final 2 cards is 2 copies of Star Shark, 1 scheme, 3 attack with a star. Creature elite, 7 hit points, quick strike. Starhawk's attack deal indirect damage, and as a boost, deal 1 damage to each character you control. All right, and then we have the second card from the Badoon Headhunter set. So this gets added in campaign mode. On the hunt, Surge, choose to either take 2 damage or discard 1 card at random from your hand, and as a boost, give the villain 1 additional boost card for this activation. Okay.
All right.
Got the collector.
So yeah, this one, I mean, of all of the villains that are in this set, I think this one might be my least favorite to play against. because the collection and just having to manage that collection can be such a nightmare. And and this is one that's like, of course, you're playing the Guardians, so you want to play Star-Lord or something. Don't play Star-Lord at this if you know it's coming. I mean, unfortunately, we do them random, so we don't necessarily, and we build them before we know who the villain is. So yes, it's happened in our group before, but
Yeah, this one.
don't do it voluntarily. That's just suicide.
This is rough.
Oops, I said the bad word.
This is rough when you're doing it where you don't know the villain ahead of time, because this can mess up a lot of decks.
Yes, it can.
Especially decks that require, like Black Widow. Like this is horrible because every one of those preparation cards would go to the collection when you trigger them.
Yeah.
But an event heavy character like say Miss Marvel or Wonder Man, that we saw, he wouldn't have as big of a problem.
Yeah, well,
his problem, Wonder Man's problem would be with those cards that require different, different resource types. But okay.
Yeah, now I had Bishop against him one time, and that didn't feel too bad. Bishop against him was pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right, see you.